When I was 11, I just said, I'm going to be a YouTuber. I'm going to die trying. And I meant it. And there was like, even if no one still watches my videos to this day, I would still be going. And so people hate it, but I'm just the most competitive, stubborn person you'll ever meet. And I just never give up.
And where did that come from?
I have no idea, to be honest. Honestly, it feels like it was just in my DNA, in my bloodstream. My mom hated it growing up. We'd always argue and like, you know, she has this thing where like once Jimmy sets his mind to something, he just never stops. And it would always piss her off because when it was YouTube and she wanted me to be studying or things like that. But I really don't know. It's just always been how I am. And I think a lot of people have these weird tendencies and they tend to like try to like unlearn them. And like I had phases in my life where I was like, am I too extreme? Like people are very intimidated by me because I just am so obsessed with work and I'm so all in, and like, is this like unhealthy? Should I try to be more like a normal human? And especially when I was a teenager, it's a lot easier. It's funny when you're making lots of money, it's like admirable, it's respectable. It's like, look, those are traits we want. But when you're not successful, you know, you're a lunatic when you have all these traits. And so back then I'd occasionally be like, man, like, should I try to be more normal? But I just could never do it. Anytime I tried to, I mean, I've mentioned this before, but one of the like things that like I have a memory of that like really is burned in my brain is like people, one time like a high schooler told me when I was in middle school, like all you do is talk about YouTube. Like, do you like know how to do anything else? Like you're just like a freak. And I tried to like watch South Park, you know, because that's what a lot of people in my school watch to fit in. And I just couldn't. I was like, this is such a waste of time. I don't, like, I could be working right now. And I tried to do all these things to like fit in, and I eventually just like stopped talking because I just didn't relate to anyone. And people used to call me mute. Like one of my teachers literally asked like if I was mute, like, cause that's how little I spoke, because no one in the school I went to was entrepreneurial or wanted to build businesses. And I just didn't want to do anything else. And yeah, eventually I started to succeed, found other lunatics, and now life's great. But you know, I like to tell this story when I'm on podcasts, because if you have a younger viewer who's in that same spot, you're not the problem, it's your environment, and you just gotta put yourself in a better environment. Extreme obsession to the point where like, I just think about stuff the same, like for me, it's much easier to think about something 16 hours a day for 7 days straight than it is like to like gear shift constantly. I'm like really good at just obsessing over one thing more than anyone else on the planet. If I were to say what's my superpower, it's that I can just obsess endlessly about something, and I can just have the same thoughts over and over and over and over again. It's very weird. Like it wasn't like it was work for me grinding YouTube for those 10 years or whatever where no one was really watching it. It's just like kind of who I am.
It would have had to have been a deep obsession because you were doing it when no one was really watching or paying attention, or really when the platform was...
There was literally a day when I was 19 or 20 where I woke up, joined a Skype call with my friends, and where we like were reverse engineering, you know, why certain videos do well or whatever. And I remember that call being over 18 hours long. And then I hung up, went to bed, woke back up the next day, and instantly got back on the call and picked back. Like that was the level of like hours we were putting in. I mean, I didn't know anything besides just trying to make it happen.
Was there anything else that you showed that level of obsession to?
So at that age, no. I would say from 11 to 15, it was a mix of YouTube and baseball. But when I turned 15, I got Crohn's, and I went from like 190 pounds down to 139. I lost all muscle I had, and so I was like, all right, I'm not playing baseball in college anymore. So then I was like, fuck it, that's just all in on YouTube. And then up until really Feastables, it was basically just YouTube. For whatever, I never thought I would find like this kind of love for building. I thought it was specifically video making, but I have found over like the last 2 or 3 years, just in general, I just enjoy entrepreneurship, and I've been really deeply loving getting like obsessed with Feastables and other things. And so, which was very weird. Like when I first started a chocolate company, it was like kind of a side thing. But the more I started to work on it, I got a lot of the same highs I got when I was making videos, just in different ways. And so now I'm like, I know way too much about the chocolate industry. I'm like, it's pretty crazy. I never imagined I would have put the thousands of hours I've poured into building Feastables. And so I think just in general, I just really love solving consistent, complex, hard problems. I think that's like what gets me out of bed, and like the harder the problems, the more exciting it is.
Diagnosing with ADHD, it made me think a lot about myself and the way that I am. I'm not the type of person to like embody the label or think it really means much. I am just who I am. Are you in any way neurodivergent?
I've been told, yeah, by a doctor I have ADHD. I mean, I'm not surprised because I just sit and obsess over things constantly. But I think I'm happy with how my brain is wired. I don't really care to change it. Like I said, I think one of my greatest superpowers is my obsession, and I think some people would view that as weakness, but I just like, if you just think about solving problems 3 times more than everyone else, like you're bound to come up with different solutions.
That's one of the things you mentioned earlier. You like solving hard problems consistently. When you think back over the last 10 years of your life and the success you've had solving some of these hard problems, if you were to like break it down into some core components of that you've learned, one of them is obsession, that you've said.
Yeah.
What are the others?
I mean, it's all the typical stuff that you are, obviously, who you surround yourself with, and luckily I just got around with the right people in my later teenage years, because I feed off the energy of the people probably around me. It's so obvious, like I start to talk like them, I become interested in the things they're interested in. I mean, this is all obvious stuff, I'm sure you've heard a bajillion times, but you know, I always have to be protective of the people I'm around, because whatever they say is what I start thinking on, and that's what I start obsessing over. And, you know, one of the best things that happened with Feastables is I just reached out to all the fastest growing chocolate companies, all the fastest growing snack businesses and everything, and just became friends with a lot of the founders. And, you know, that's what would have probably taken me 8-9 years to like solve. You know, after 18 months, it was probably one of the top 10 people in the world when it comes to running a chocolate company and understanding it deeply, just because it's just cheat codes.
What about detail? Sweating the small stuff. One of the things that I saw, I was reading that handbook that was linked on the internet, and one of the things I saw throughout that was this real obsession with the 1%.
Yeah.
And the small stuff. How do you feel about this, by the way, all of that stuff?
I wrote that with some of my employees when I was probably 22. So there are some things that I'm like, I read, I'm like, oh wow, I was an idiot. But for the most part, most of it still stands the test of time. And I do think it's very helpful. You know what's funny? A lot of CEOs have actually told me that they make their employees read this.
It went around all of our Slack channels. We all read it.
Which is funny, because I'm like, damn, I should make an updated version of it so everyone. But yeah, the thing is, it's the core crux of it is like extreme ownership and don't make excuses, and you know, people always. Yeah, I mean, damn, I'm getting a lot of deja vu from when I was writing that. It was just a different time back then too, because I had no idea what I was doing when I was 21, 22, and I just found that I was constantly teaching people the same things over and over again, and it was always just like, take extreme ownership, take accountability. Like, sure, I guess it was out of your control, but it could have been in your control if you just thought through it more, if you just really cared, and that's what I was just trying to convey in it.
And the other thing that comes through in this, but also all of your work, is just this idea, something that I've learned from you just from speaking to you on the phone yesterday, that nothing is impossible.
Yeah, exactly.
And watching Beast Games over the last couple of weeks, but also speaking to some of your team, there's clearly this through line with everything that you do of like extreme, what appears to me to be extreme ambition. Mm-hmm. And it doesn't appear to be extreme ambition to you in the same way that it appears to be extreme ambition to me.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, does physics allow it? Then yes, it's possible. It just, do we want to put the time in? I mean, I feel like people overcomplicate a lot of things.
And is that something you've trained over time, or have you always thought that?
No, I think I've just, it's a good question. I don't know why, but when people tell me I can't do something, I don't know where this came from. It makes me just want to do it more, to be honest. If you tell me I shouldn't do something, that's fine. But if you tell me I can't, then everything in my body just wants to go, fuck you. I obviously can. I don't know if I should, but I can. And then I don't know. It's like, the thing is, like, to go viral, you have to do something that's never been done before. I've told this story before of, like, you know, if you're driving down the road and you see a cow, who cares? It's a fucking cow. But if you're driving down the road and you see a purple cow, you're like, you've never seen that before, and it's something you weren't expecting. You're gonna go, holy shit, and you're gonna go tell your friends about it. You're gonna remember that. You'll probably even think about it randomly once every couple of years. Why the fuck was there a purple cow? And it's like, it's the same thing, just one was a little purple. And it, like, you can apply that same analogy to ideas. Like when you're scrolling through social media to find a video to watch, there's things that, you know, have been done before, you've seen. It's, you know, roughly similar to stuff before. You're just gonna scroll past it, you'll never think about it again. Just like you'll never think about a fucking cow on the side of the road. And then there are ideas that are like the purple cow idea, which is what I try to do, which are things that make you go, what the fuck? I've never seen that. Like, I have to click this, or I'm not gonna be able to sleep tonight because, like, why is this video? no way they did this, right? But those typically are very hard, and usually to get that purple cow effect, they've never been done before. If something's never been done before, there's usually a reason, because it's very fucking hard. So you just kind of have to train yourself to like not resent very difficult, complex, hard, original problems and actually run towards them, because those are the ones that, you know, tend to have more of the purple cow effect where people have to watch it. And viewership's very exponential. It's way easier to get 50 million views on one video than it is to get 1 million views on 50 videos, right? And so, and because it like kind of goes exponentially and it's like, you know, pretty winner take all on the top videos, like you just really have to lean into that purple cow effect. If that makes sense. I think being able to push through unhappiness and do things you don't want to do consistently year after year over the course of a decade is like the ultimate advantage. Like, I mean, I think we'll hit 1 billion subscribers, and I don't think anyone will be anywhere near close, because like once you make a couple $1 million, why would you live the life I live? Like, why would you not take weekends off? Why would you not just film locally, even if it means less views so you can be on the right time schedule? Why would you not, you know, prioritize your sanity and that kind of stuff? It makes no sense. That's why no one else does it.